Hi, Nature Connected family. This is naturally Fatma, Nature Connected Lifestylist, and I am so happy to invite you to our another Insta Live for Relax with Roses, where we are finding the what's a happy place for people around us. So today for the Insta Live, we have with us Shammi Nanda, who is from Jaipur, India. So let me invite Shammi that he can join the conversation. Anika Malik has joined. Okay, so Shammi, I have sent you the invitation to join the live. I hope you have received it. And if you have received it, you need to accept it to join the Insta Live. Let me try sending it again. We have a very interesting guest today. Um and the work he's doing is like phenomenal. Uh, Hi, Shammi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? I'm just
I
trying
am
to.
good, but I can't hear you. Your voice is so low.
Okay, I'll find a way to solve this. Maybe I'll take off my headphones.
Okay, yes, yes, now I can hear you.
Okay, fine. Great.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
great.
So I think we are good to go then.
Yeah, and there are the
So,
friends also joining. Some of my friends also. Yeah, I can see. Yeah,
yeah, I think,
Naman and
because,
Vipul. Yeah, yeah,
sorry?
great. Naman and Vipul. Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, wonderful. So,
Yeah.
welcome you all, Naman and Vipul, and all of you who have joined us. I'm naturally Fatma, and I'm nature connected lifestylist, and my work is basically all around connecting people with their own selves through connecting different nature elements like sun, soil, water, plants, and air. So, all the nature elements. So, basically, uh, we have this Insta Live series going on from the last week, and this Insta Live series is basically the reason behind why we started this Insta Live series is that I have curated a small self-love journey which is called Relax with Roses. And this self love journey is about messages which roses have shared with us, with humans, that they can bring in their lives. And because it's a self love journey, and uh, walking on the path of self love, or specifically, even before walking on the path of self love, to have your mind thinking on this terrain that okay, there is something called self love, and this is something which we should make space in our life for. So for me it was a very important question, very important that first one should need to feel good about it, should need to feel happy about it, that okay, I'm thinking about this and I'm thinking about trying this thing or trying to introduce this thing in my life. So only and only one would be motivated if they really feel happy about moving on this path, because it's a path. We can't say that you achieve a certain level or you achieve a certain milestone in self love. So that's why this was a very important question, to hear from people that what is their happy place, because everybody in their life is on a journey. So, I mean, even if I see you, if I see you, Shammi, I mean, we have been Facebook friends for quite a while. And I have seen a journey of you from where we started, and now I see you running a whole movement like thing called Instagram and the Food and Wellness campaign. So, oh, I forgot to introduce you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people, our listeners, Shammi is basically, I would say, the most important thing which I would like to say is someone who I really look forward that I really need to learn so much things from him. And Shammi is basically, I think, taking food and wellness on a totally different level, on a totally different front, where he sees food and wellness as a political and spiritual act and a movement. And he aspires to connect people, connect community by sharing knowledge and wisdom around food and wellness. And he also is practitioner of non-violent communication, and he aspires to bring collaboration and a connection in society through this modality of non-violent communication. So, Shammi, before I ask you any question, I would really like you to tell us about your work. I mean, your introduction was so inspiring, but I really want to hear from you, so that people know that, yeah, what is it all about?
So I think you put it pretty well. Uh, maybe the two things that excite me, one is, as you said, collaboration, and and how collaboration makes your work more effective. Also, it's easier to
Mm,
create things when you have more
mm,
support, and
mm,
uh, and easier to develop yourself also. And collaboration doesn't mean that everybody stops being working on their own individual thing. In fact,
mm,
collaborative team is such where everybody holds on to their individual thing very strongly, and everybody
mm,
has their own role. So it's an opposite actually. So
mm,
so collaboration is something that, and I've been constantly looking for ways for it. And one is collaboration in workspace, and other is collaboration in the society, where the conflicts are
mm,
happening and people don't know how to talk to each other, or there's so much distance and disconnection. That's one.
mm.
And I'm doing one experiment of like running a business collaboratively, and the business this
Yeah.
time is food and wellness is around that,
Mm,
a high
mm,
integrity business I would call, and how we
mm.
can do teamwork together and things like that. So these are the things that excite me and I'm putting my energy to right now.
Okay, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. So, starting from, I knew somewhere in the past that your background was from media and from film industry. If you
Yeah.
would like to correct
Yes.
me, and today you are here in this food and wellness business, or
Yeah.
basically what the way I see Ahimsa Gram is basically, I see it a new model, and a very inclusive model to live in a society.
Yeah.
It's a very inclusive, and I would say a compassionate way of living. So if I start from that place where you were from in the media industry, and to
Yeah.
where you are standing right now, how do you define a happy place?
Yeah.
How do you
Uh,
see the journey of a happy place?
uh, I mean, I will not really answer it with respect to the media and other things, but since you had also talked about it and I started thinking about it. So
Mm.
I was thinking maybe I'm the wrong person to be doing this call in a way. And the
So
reason is why,
there are
no,
no
no, no,
right
in a
and
way,
wrong answers.
yeah,
But,
but I'm seeing it as I'm happy to say that also.
mm.
Because actually I have not been giving enough time to focus on my happy place. So I'm glad that
Okay.
this call is coming in my life at this time, So it made me think, okay, all that is fine, all all that good things I'm talking about, but am I giving that attention to myself? So
Uh,
somewhere, yeah, uh, I'm not giving enough attention and self-care.
mm,
But as far as like places which really give me peace or joy is like,
mm,
for example, sitting in a park and just watching things, or cycling and quietly on the street and just seeing what's happening around me. And I
mm,
see that I'm quite observant in those ways, I keep noticing how a vendor is doing things, what's happening around me, how the cop is behaving. But yeah, so this actually time when I don't have an agenda and I have time to myself. Like, for example, I once decided to share NVC in a park, a public
okay.
park, and I would just put my NVC, some cards, and sit there.
Mm,
And I would just and announce it on Facebook, and then every day one person or a couple would walk in, and walk in the park.
mm, mm,
So yeah, so just like I like some leisurely time and space, which I've not been
mm.
able to take much, in the last few maybe years also. Yeah,
Okay, I mean that is quite interesting for me to hear
yeah,
because what definitely it is a totally different way of seeing things from an online connection, right?
yeah,
So the way I have been seeing is that okay, you have been doing this, you have been doing this, you have been doing this, but there is always, I think, for what I feel is there is always some kind of intrinsic motivation, or there is some kind
yes,
of intrinsic value you see in whatever
yes,
you are doing in the whole day.
yeah,
So
yeah,
definitely, yeah, self-care and setting up time for our own happiness, that obviously matters. But
yeah,
if if there wasn't any intrinsic value in any of those things, you won't be doing those, right?
yeah, yes, definitely. I may not be at times articulating on why I'm not doing certain things, but of course there would be an intrinsic value which
Yeah.
which if I just open the layers, I'll find it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I see it that I have been seeing you in that
yeah,
basically. Okay,
yes,
so moving on to the next question. So what do you? So you just said about park, but I would really like to make it deeper. That what are those moments, spaces, or relationships around you or in your life where you feel where you had a feeling of fullness or completeness, where
yeah,
it was like that, for example, if this combination of things are around me, so for me
yeah,
life is complete. I don't need anything, right, anything in that moment right now.
yeah, yeah. One is like being around trees and nature and soil and
Hmm.
farms and things like that. Where there's connection with
Hmm.
uh, yeah, with our being. With what we have been created with. That's one.
Hmm.
And if that
Hmm.
happens with community, then to जैसे
Hmm.
कहते हैं ना वो सोने पे सुहागा. So
Uh,
so it has to be so community and in nature. This that really works for me.
Okay, okay, that's wonderful. Community and nature, yeah, because again, in community and nature, both of the things are actually filling some kind of relationship values for us in
Yes. Yeah.
ourselves. I mean, where
Yeah.
you are relating with nature and when you are relating with
Yeah.
community, it completes the whole picture.
Yeah. And they are
So,
they are very overlapping also. Like nature itself
yeah.
is a community. Yeah.
Yes, yes, exactly. That's a wonderful way of actually
Yeah.
seeing nature. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
broadening my perspective. So, moving on to my next question, that what do you see is the importance or the contribution of this happy place in one's life? So, for example, if these happy places are not in one's life, so what will not go good? Or for example, if these happy places are present in their fullest form, then how different would life be, or how different it will contribute to one's daily day-to-day living?
So I can tell you, like, so half the time I'm struggling to create these happy places, you know.
Sorry,
So which
sorry.
means half the time I'm struggling to create such happy places. Like for
Okay.
example, if I don't find nature around me, then you'll see me like talking to the neighbors and going to the
Hmm.
shopkeeper to say the baat ho rahi hai ki, how
Hmm.
we can change the place and things like that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
or if there's no community, then I'm trying to create community with all kinds of people around me. So yeah,
Hmm.
so that is one thing I keep putting my energy into, into creating this world, and which can even sound like very crazy for some people, ki, what is this
Hmm.
guy going on doing, But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but I enjoy it, I enjoy the struggle with it and the challenges also, and it's painful also sometimes, it's difficult, not painful, it's challenging sometimes, but
Hmm.
there's a lot of purpose behind it, and there's a joy that comes out of when I'm able to share and support other people, nurture them, and yeah, something like that. Does that make
So
sense?
what you're saying, what you're saying is, for example, half of your day, for example, or the struggle in half of your day is towards developing that happy place. So, for
Yeah,
example, it's a complete combination that the nature is around, and you are able to support the community. So,
yeah,
and and you are contributing in the community,
yeah,
but it's happening vice versa as well. So for example, w- when all these combinations are fulfilled, so what is the final stage? I mean, what is the, how should I say, I mean, how, what makes you fulfilled when all these combinations operate in such a way? What
yeah.
makes you fulfilled? That's what I'm saying.
What makes me kind of feel that the job is done, Yeah, something is, like,
There are
yeah,
so many things, and then the job is done.
like it's like this book, which I really like actually. It's called. It's a
Hmm.
very good question that you asked. That book
Hmm.
is called Getting Things Done,
Okay.
and because otherwise we have this habit, ना कि जरा इसको देख लेना, सपोज मैं किसी को बोलता हूँ
Yeah.
कि देख लेना, मतलब क्या देख लेना, मैं खड़ा हो जाऊं या उसको बनाऊं या गैस बंद कर दूं, या क्यों क्या करना है ना. Or
Uh,
somebody says that can you clean this room, so then
hmm.
I need to know uh, what do I want in the end, which is going to make me think that the room is clean, you know so
Hmm.
as you
Hmm.
said, so it's a very observational question, very
Hmm.
data oriented question. So for example, if I how when will I know that I'm in that happy place,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
That was exactly I'm saying. Na? Ki
yeah, that's why,
when
yeah,
what will be that combination of things or peoples or
yeah,
nature or everything around that you would say, oh my God, this is so
yeah,
complete, and
yeah,
I mean there is no desire left of doing anything
yeah,
or getting anything done, or yeah, it
yeah,
is so complete.
yeah,
That's what I'm
because it's
saying,
done. Yeah, so
because it's done. Yeah. So
yeah.
so
So,
okay. So moving on, in your whole day, for example,
hmm,
in definitely everybody has a schedule, has a routine to follow. What
yeah.
is that one thing which you do for your own self, for your own happiness?
I
Just one thing.
I do it whenever I sit in silence, even though I'm not
Mm,
able to do much of it. But even if I sit for 5 minutes, and
mm,
have that time for myself, that is
mm.
something I enjoy. That
And this is something which is part of your daily
that's
routine.
uh, at least uh, at least a small bit, but I would like more of it.
Mm,
Uh, so
mm,
yeah. So I'm saying whenever, even if I'm able to sit for 5 minutes in that moment, it's like the time for myself actually. and
Okay.
and yeah,
So it is
you know,
like sitting in silence with your own self, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
consciously sitting, you know,
Consciously sitting in silence with your own self,
yeah,
because yeah,
yeah,
in that space or in that moment, you are actually having full and complete presence of your own self. Nothing,
yeah,
no one
yeah,
else. Yeah.
and
And that's
yeah, and the
hmm,
thoughts can keep flowing, but yeah, but my focus is like not like I'm not investing too much in those,
hmm. Just give me a second. Give me a second.
Sure, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to my last question is,
Hmm.
what suggestion you would like to give to anybody from your listeners, from my
Hmm.
listeners, or anybody who, for example, catch this Insta Live as a replay,
Uh-huh.
that they can built in their daily life to to at least have some space, or at least start thinking on that terrain of having a happy place in their life. What is one suggestion you would like to give?
Yeah. Okay, I would say that, how can they keep their spirit of inquiry alive,
Hmm.
and that's
Okay.
one indication of being alive, given there's
Hmm.
a questioning, there is a curiosity, you know, uh, and in that can happen more if there is a freedom inside, so something around it, like how can they, you know look at the world around it and them and just have wonder for it, or curiosity, or even anger for it, but how can they be alive and have.
Hmm. Okay, your screen got frozen. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you see me? I can hear you. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. How can, yeah, and yeah, how can they be free, which means uh, like have a sense of completion, so you don't need too many outside things to, feel your, yeah, to make you feel complete,
Okay, so that's a
so
very
two things I'm saying,
interesting.
the freedom and the spirit of questioning,
Yeah, I mean, so that is very interesting because the spirit of questioning, this is, yeah, I mean, this is so much needed in the current, at least the current post-COVID world. I would say it was always needed, but this is
uh,
something in our society which we have always been asked to shut down our mouth, or
yes,
shut down our
yeah,
voices, or don't share our perspective and all.
yeah,
But I would really like to understand that what do you see the relationship behind this freedom and curiosity and the spirit of inquiry? How do you see the relationship
yeah.
between these two?
uh, okay. Relationship actually, what is the value it adds to my life, I can share that also.
Okay,
And
okay,
and I think because since my childhood, I mean, if I'm not satisfied with something, I would try to find a way for it, whether I'm
okay.
talking to somebody on the street, or, I'm not, there's a idea of justice in my mind, what's
Hmm,
how there's equality, or these whatever values you are living with, so
hmm.
uh, yeah, so it helps me align to my values, if I'm having this spirit of questioning. I
Wow,
may not settle
wow.
down and compromise with something which doesn't work for me, and I will keep
Uh,
looking for something. But that doesn't mean that I may reject where I am. But if I'm not satisfied, okay, what's better? I can go on with that. And what's not working here? What's working here? So
Mm,
being alive, like, for example, if something doesn't make me happy, you know, in a
mm,
relationship or in a group, then
mm,
how can I be aware of it, and yeah, and if I have a capacity and space to bring those things
mm.
out, I can even change the things. So I think change
Wow.
happens with questioning, Yeah, questioning is the most
Wow.
important thing for change to happen.
Mm.
Yeah, and change is a actually kind of a foundation for the world of our own dreams.
Sorry, come
Yeah.
again.
I'm saying the desire for change is like helps us create a world of our own dreams.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So not to give
Definitely.
up that, and
Mm.
yeah, and trusting that,
Yeah.
yeah, the world that we want is going to be beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Go ahead. You were saying
Yeah,
something.
I
Yeah.
think this is so empowering. I mean, this is so empowering. Uh, just to have the spirit of inquiry alive, and that is
Yeah.
linked with curiosity, because
Yeah.
it is so empowering. Because just, I mean, definitely when you are at a moment of realization that, yeah, your spirit of
Yeah.
inquiry is alive, your answers will definitely come. But
Yeah.
you will become so close to your happy place. You will become
Yes.
so clear in your needs, in your desires, in your wants,
Yeah.
and the way you are seeing that the dream which you want to
Yeah.
live or fulfill, whatever, you will come so close to it. And this is such an empowering
Yeah.
suggestion, I would say. Thank
Yeah.
you. I mean, it
Yeah.
has it has lightened
Yeah.
bulbs of my mind as well.
Yeah. And you won't be leading somebody else's life.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that's the lot that is happening right now, that people are not even leading their own lives.
Hmm.
So that
Exactly.
more you'll be more in touch with more aligned with who you are and what you value and what you find beautiful. Yeah.
That's wonderful, because another thing which it is telling me is that just having this, your spirit of inquiry alive, is is something which is in your
Yeah.
own hands, and it is so
Yeah.
self-reliant, and it is so sustainable.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you are not dependent on
Yeah.
anybody else. You don't need to spend any money. You don't need to go
Yeah.
anywhere, or don't need to sit with
And
someone.
yeah, and thank you for bringing me to this call, because I see the connection between what I was saying earlier,
Mm,
that when
mm,
I have space, time and space, I am able to have this spirit of inquiry and play with it. So that's why I like these times where there's no agenda, where I can think of things. And those are actually in
mm.
a way time for myself. So
Okay, that's
yeah,
wonderful.
so that takes me closer to what I feel aligned to. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel this Insta Live was one of an enlightening discussion for me, because it has
Great.
it has blown up so many bugs in my mind as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shammi.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
I would really like, I mean, for example, my listeners to know about an
Hmm.
Instagram,
Yeah.
and whatever way, if they are in India or they are any part of the
Sure.
world, how they can be part of it as a
Yeah.
movement, they can
Yeah.
contribute it.
Yeah.
So please share with us.
Yeah. So you're saying I can share it now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, one thing that we are working on from Ahimsagram is about and me and my partner also, and partner at Ahimsagram and partner in life also, Laila. So we are trying to
Okay.
build a membership where the
Mm.
knowledge that we have acquired over so many years, we want to give it in a very simple way to people, because there's a desire
Okay.
in me also to share things, and there's a desire in
Mm.
people who to know those things, but we want to now
Mm.
put it into a structure and offer it. So
Mm.
if you very soon you will be hearing from our Insta page, about this membership called Embracing Wellness. We want to start a course where people would be getting
Okay.
stuff every week. And so we'll
Mm.
be handholding them, and the kind of knowledge that we have, we would want them to be able to play with that kind of knowledge and bring it in their lives. So that
That's
is one thing that we are focusing on right now.
okay. And it is coming up. And it is an online course or
It's going to be an
face to
online
face?
course. Yeah, it's going to be accessible to people all over the world. But
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
yeah, it's going to be really powerful because whenever I've shared things, they have really touched people. And now I want to do it in a more focused way, especially with people who are seeking it. Earlier, I might be
Hmm.
trying to convince somebody or change somebody. Now, it's not this. It's about if you are the one who are looking for, and we are the one who can give you this. So it's like coming
Yes,
together of that. Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Be- because in that way, obviously, people are coming because they know you, they know your work, they are
yeah,
attracted by the energy with which you are
yeah,
creating this work, right?
yeah. And they also have the
Okay.
similar journey questions. So yeah, so they
Okay,
also have
that's
this.
wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
something like that.
So, thank you so much, Shammi,
Yes.
for saying yes to my Insta Live. One of
Yeah.
the reasons why inviting you here on this Insta Live was that it is my heart's desire. Actually, it is my heart's desire, and I've been sharing it multiple times on multiple platforms that I need, and we need so many more compassionate, conscious, and authentic men's in our life, in our society, males in our life, in our society. And I feel that there are very few platforms or very few places where they get to speak their heart out or
Yeah.
they get to share their energy in any way possible. So I really wanted to somehow be a part of
Yeah.
it and somehow be make
Make that
my
space.
platform
Yeah.
or whatever work I'm doing available to inclusive to people like you,
Yes.
who I look forward to, and people
Yeah.
like us, a few other who are around me in my world. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for your energy. Thank you so much for existing. Thank you so much for you are doing for what you are doing.
Yes. And
And yeah, you want to say
yeah.
something?
And thank you for inviting me. And because I often see how you respond to what I'm sharing, other things also. I, I, what I get the sense that you can pick up the essence of what I'm trying to say very easily, or probably, you can see that.
Yeah.
So, and valuing it. So, yeah, and making
Thank
space
you.
for men. Uh,
Yeah.
that's also something really valuable. And
Yeah.
maybe
For me, it
we
is
can
very,
we
very
can go more
important.
deeper into it in some other way, in some other point. But
Yeah.
it's a very interesting direction to go. Great, and
Thank
I'm
you.
really
Thank you.
proud to be part of this call with you, and see that I'm adding value to this community. Thank you.
You bring actually so many combinations with you, which are so much close to my heart. Number one, you belong to India. I love
Yeah,
this place. I can't go there. I mean,
yeah,
despite all my desires, I can't go there.
yeah,
Number two, you are into this food and wellness work with
yeah,
from spirit, which is again my passion. And number
yeah.
three, you are representing such a conscious, compassionate, and authentic male representation in the society. So all these
I
combinations
hope
are so
so. I
juicy
hope
for
so. There's
me.
a lot that I have to work on in that. Yeah, yeah,
You are doing already so much.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
So thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Yes,
for coming here, and all of you who are listening to us. This
yes.
Insta Live series is continued. We will be having few more Insta Lives because I'm trying to make it inclusive, as much inclusive as possible. Different age groups, different geographic location, different sex from life. So we get to hear what's their happy place, and we get to know that it is so much important and so much common for everyone in the life. And after we end these Insta Live series, which I will be concluding, then I will be launching my this small self love journey, which is called Relax with Roses. So
Great.
stay tuned for these mindful, heartful, soulful discussions. And thank you for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yeah.